I am Garima Singh signing in for today's lecture. We'll be discussing about the sectors of economy, the chapter number 2 of economics. In my previous video, I have shared the concept of how the economy based on different activities is divided into three sectors, which is primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Primary sector is also known as agriculture and related sector, and I have explained the reason why it is so. Secondary sector is also known as the industry sector, and tertiary sector is also known as the service sector. If you guys are not able to relate to the concept I am teaching here, make sure you go and visit the previous video. I will be linking the link of my previous video by the end of the video. Now let's see historically how India was. Okay, basically on which sector India was basically dependent. Talking about India, earlier days India was dependent mainly on the primary sector. With time, farming method improved, leading to the surplus. Therefore, buying and selling activity happened. Earlier, primary sector was not developed. People were producing only that much of the crop so that they can fulfill their need of their family. Okay, but due to the farming method improved, it leads to the surplus. अगर सरप्लस होगा तो बेचने के लिए भी होगा उनके पास क्रॉप्स वगैरह. जब वो बेचना स्टार्ट करेंगे सरप्लस को, दे विल अर्न इनकम, और इनकम आएगी तो बाइंग एंड सेलिंग एक्टिविटीज होगी. देयरफॉर विद टाइम न्यू सेक्टर, न्यू एक्टिविटीज इमर्ज्ड, which was secondary sector. Okay, now secondary sector became important as new method of manufacturing emerged, various industries came up. It led to the increase in total production and also led to the increase in employment. Okay, लोगों को काम मिलने लगा और हमारी जो total production हो रही थी goods की वो भी increase होगी because new manufacturing methods आए, new industries were set up. Now, talking about the last 40 years, we got to know about the various opportunities that the tertiary sector has got to offer us. Okay, so the tertiary sector, which is also known as the service sector, it grew the most. सबसे ज़्यादा grow किया ये वाला sector, and the activities now shifted, or the importance from the secondary sector now shifted to the tertiary sector. Okay, so here more of people got employed because this sector has a lot many services to offer. Okay, now we'll see in the graphical representation how over 40 years this shift has taken place. Looking at the graph, on my x-axis I have my year and on y-axis I have rupees in crore. Okay, earlier talking about 1970 to 71, you can figure out that every sector was contributing equally. Okay, this cross represent the primary sector, blank represent the secondary sector, and this line represents the tertiary sector. Okay, but over the 40 years, as I have told you earlier, we have noticed a drastic change, and the contribution of the tertiary sector has increased dramatically. Okay, तो सबसे ज़्यादा contribution over 40 years हमने देखा है tertiary sector का contribution in terms of our GDP. Okay, तो share in GDP सबसे ज़्यादा किसका है? tertiary sector का. Primary and secondary are also contributing, but comparatively to tertiary sector, it is not contributing as much as that of tertiary sector. Primary sector पहले तब बिल्कुल शुरुआत की बात करेंगे near about independence time, तब हमें independence मिली थी, तो we were mainly dependent on the primary sector. Over time, new methods came up and we switched to secondary sector. And now if we talk about the recent time, most of the contribution is from the tertiary sector, though these sectors are also playing an important role in our economy but are not contributing as much as the tertiary sector. So looking at the graph, what did we get to know? Let's discuss the result that over 40 years from 1970 to 71 there was seen the increase in the production, but the increase was the most seen in the tertiary sector, that is 2010 and 11 में सबसे ज़्यादा increase in production हमें कौन सी sector में मिला? tertiary sector, which is our service sector. And this service sector has emerged as the largest producing sector in the India, replacing the primary sector. क्योंकि मैंने बताया initially we were dependent on agriculture and related sector. With time we switched over to the tertiary sector. Now let's understand why did this tertiary sector became so important over the period of time. Guys, now let's see the rising importance of tertiary sector. This is a very important question and a probable question that can come in your exam. So listen to this question, the explanation part very carefully, because this question has the higher chances. If I say 99% chances in coming in exam, then I will not be wrong. So listen very carefully. Okay, now let's discuss the rising importance of the tertiary sector or the service sector. Number one point is the basic services. Okay, because when the government came, with time development happened. Okay, so basic services like hospital, education, institution, post office, bank, other administrative offices, police station, etc. kept on growing, getting better day by day. Okay, therefore, because the need of the basic services increased, therefore the importance of the service sector also increased. Okay, now when we talk about in terms of developing country, who provides this basic services? It is our government who provide us with this basic services. Okay, coming to the next point, that the development of agriculture and industry sector led to the rising importance of service sector. Why? क्योंकि जब हमने एग्रीकल्चर में हमने सरप्लस होने लगा, हमारे पास कि इतनी अमाउंट होने लगी कि खुद की कंजम्पशन के बाद वी वर लेफ्ट विद द क्वांटिटी दैट वी वुड गो एंड सेल इन द मार्केट. ओके, तो सरप्लस था एग्रीकल्चर में. ऑल्सो विद टाइम सेकेंडरी सेक्टर, न्यू मैन्युफैक्चरिंग टेक्निक्स केम. सो all this development happened in both the sector. Therefore the demand for the services like trade, transport, storage, etc. also increased. So we can say that development of agriculture and industry led to the increase in demand of such services, leading to the rising importance of the service sector. Coming to the next point, also with time we have seen the total production increased. If the total production will increase, there will be increase in income. This why here stand for income. Income increase होगी तो demand भी increase होगी. अब लोगों के पास पैसा है, they will prefer going out for eating, shopping, tourism, etc. All these things, this activity will also increase. Therefore, it will lead to increase in the activities of the service sector. Okay, therefore there will be importance of the tertiary sector, which earlier was not present in our nation. Okay, now the next point is certain services also increased based on information. So many other services also came up. People became aware of the information thing. तो अब इंफॉर्मेशन घर बैठे मिल जाती थी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कम्युनिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, टेलीफोन आए, फिर मोबाइल फोन आए, कंप्यूटर, इंटरनेट कनेक्शन. Therefore ऐसी सर्विसेज भी इंक्रीज हुई. This also led to the rising importance of the tertiary sector. Therefore, what we get to know that service sector employs different kind of people based on different skill and knowledge. Okay, for example, transport, shopkeeping, etc. Okay, now when we talk about the service sector, services तो provide कर रहा है, लेकिन क्योंकि वर्कर्स, कुछ वर्कर्स ऐसे हैं अनएम्प्लॉयड है, therefore उन्होंने सोचा कि अनएम्प्लॉयड रहने से अच्छा है, वाई नॉट टू वर्क इन सच सर्विसेज. ओके, लेबर की तरह काम करने लगे ट्रांसपोर्ट कंपनी में, ट्रेड के अंदर, स्टोरेज जो हमारी गोडाउन है एज लेबर वहाँ काम करने लगे. दो दे आर नॉट हाईली पेड, बट दे थॉट बीइंग अनएम्प्लॉयड is worse than getting a low income. Okay, therefore they chose this type of services. Okay, तो हमें पता चल रहा है कि only a part of this sector is growing. Not everybody in this sector is highly paid. Okay, but this sector has various opportunities as per the skill and the knowledge of an individual. Therefore it has so many services and opportunities to offer to us, so that it can employ a lot of population in this sector. Okay, now let's see the next important question, which is Where are the people employed the most? कहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों को नौकरियां मिल रही हैं? Okay, let's see the graph first. Here on y-axis I have the percentage, on x-axis I have the years. Okay, talking about the 1970 to 71, in this figure we are talking about the share in GDP in terms of percentage. GDP के अंदर कितने परसेंट का कंट्रीब्यूशन है हर सेक्टर का, वो पढ़ेंगे. ओके, जब हम 1970 टू 71 में थे तो 40% हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन किसका था? हमारे प्राइमरी सेक्टर का. Whereas 40 to 70 which is total 30% हमारा सेकेंडरी सेक्टर कंट्रीब्यूट करता था and only 20% our tertiary sector contributed. Whereas over the time development happened, people became more aware of the tertiary sector. Therefore in 2010 and 11 our primary sector just contributed about 10% in the share of GDP. Whereas secondary sector contributed a little more, around 40%, and rest 60% was contributed by the tertiary sector. So we got to know about the result that in 1970 to 71 the most percent of GDP was contributed by primary sector, whereas in 2010 to 11 percentage in GDP the most was contributed by the tertiary sector. Okay, let me just give you a quick revision. What is GDP? GDP is gross domestic product, that is the amount of goods and services produced within the boundaries of our nation in a particular year. Okay. In this graph we have discussed the share in percentage in terms of our GDP. Okay, मतलब कितना हिस्सा contribute करता है हर sector हमारे GDP के अंदर. Okay. Now in this figure let's understand the employment share, मतलब हर सेक्टर में कितने लोगों को नौकरियां हैं. Okay, so on my y-axis I have employment and here on x-axis I have my year again. Okay, so in 1970 to 71 most of the people, around 70% of the population was engaged in the primary sector, whereas 10% was in our secondary sector and rest was in the tertiary sector. Talking about 2010 to 11, as the time change, development happened. So this primary sector in today's time still contribute to 50% of the employment. अभी भी लोगों को रोजगारी 50% कौन देता है? हमारा एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर, फिर देता है हमारा टर्शरी सेक्टर एंड फिर देता है हमारा सबसे लास्ट में सेकेंडरी सेक्टर. ओके, सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट द शेयर ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट in our economy. When we talk about employment, it means we are talking about the नौकरी कौन कितने सेक्टर में कौन सा सेक्टर कितनी नौकरियां प्रोवाइड करता है. वेरएज जो पहले वाले हमने ग्राफ शेयर किया था उसके अंदर हमने बात की थी जीडीपी, मतलब टोटल प्रोडक्शन कितनी हो रही है गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज की इन आवर कंट्री विद इन अ पर्टिकुलर ईयर. प्रोडक्शन की बात कर रहे थे जीडीपी में और यहाँ हम नौकरियों की बात कर रहे हैं. Let's get on to the result. What we get to know that still the primary sector is still continuing to be the largest sector in terms of employing people. अभी भी सबसे ज़्यादा नौकरियां एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में ही है, लोग ज़्यादा एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर पे डिपेंडेंट ही है. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? क्योंकि जब इंडस्ट्री में ग्रोथ आई हमारी टोटल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज इंक्रीज हुई 8 टाइम्स, लेकिन जो हमारी एम्प्लॉयमेंट थी वो सिर्फ 2.5 टाइम इंक्रीज हुई. ओके, मतलब हमारी टोटल प्रोडक्शन इसके कितने गुना ज़्यादा हुई है. प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा इंक्रीज हुई, नौकरियां उतनी नहीं जनरेट हुई. सिमिलरली इन द सर्विस सेक्टर टोटल प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज 11 टाइम्स, क्योंकि सर्विस सेक्टर में हमारी प्रोडक्शन, हमारी जो प्रोडक्टिविटी है वो ज़्यादा इंक्रीज हुई, वो 11 गुना इंक्रीज हुई. वेयर नौकरियां जो ये प्रोवाइड कर रहा था दैट वाज अराउंड लेस देन 3 टाइम्स. Okay, so now you should have understood why still it is the primary sector which continues to be the largest sector in terms of employing people. So what we have seen in our above figure that more people are engaged in terms of employment in agriculture sector, and when we talk about the share in terms of percentage in our GDP, it is the tertiary sector. Now let's discuss the employment thing in brief. different type of employment that exists in our economy. This is very important. Listen to it very carefully because every time we get one or two questions from the topic called employment. Okay. Now let me explain the term employment via an example. Okay. Suppose there is a piece of land. Okay. And there are 5 members in the family. All the 5 members are working on this piece of land. This piece of land is unirrigated, पानी नहीं मिलता है proper, तो फसल नहीं होगी. Therefore, the crops here depend upon the rain. Okay. So, as they do not have any other work to do, all the 5 members go to work on this piece of land throughout the year because they do not have better opportunities. Okay. So, no other work, so they have to go to the farm to do work. The work which could be done by the 2 members or 3 members are now done by the 5 members. The working capacity of the 3 members are now divided into 5 members. Therefore, all the 5 members are working but are working less than their potential. Okay. Now, this will lead to the concept of an hidden unemployment. मतलब ये बेरोजगारी एक ऐसी बेरोजगारी है जो छुपी हुई है, जो पता नहीं चलती है क्योंकि इनके पास कोई और बेटर जॉब नहीं है. Therefore they go to work on the piece of land. भाई खुद को संतुष्टि देने के लिए कि कोई हम काम कर रहे हैं. But this kind of hidden unemployment is known as the disguised unemployment. जिसका मतलब होता है जो रिक्वायर्ड नंबर ऑफ जो पीपल जो वर्क कर रहे हैं उतने लोगों की जरूरत नहीं है उस काम के लिए. Okay, when a piece of work is done by more than the number of required people, it will result into the concept of disguised unemployment. So we got to know the type of underemployment which is hidden. Okay, क्योंकि जो काम 3 लोग कर सकते हैं वही 5 लोग काम कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उनके पास बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं है काम करने के लिए. Therefore, this type of hidden underemployment is known as disguised unemployment. Okay. Now, what is the alternative in this situation? What if only the required people are working on the piece of land? Okay. If I say 3 जनों का काम है, 3 जन ही काम कर रहे हैं और उनमें से 2 जन जो है फैक्ट्री में जाके काम करते हैं. उससे क्या होगा? एक तो इनकी इनकम इंक्रीज होगी. ओके. ऊपर से प्रोडक्टिविटी भी इंक्रीज होगी लैंड की क्योंकि ये तीनों आदमी जो है वो बहुत जी जान लगा के काम करेंगे और उन 5 के बराबर ही प्रोड्यूस करेंगे. तो फायदा क्या है कि अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट ना कंटिन्यू करें, रादर दे शुड गो एंड वर्क इन सम फैक्ट्री इन द टर्शरी सेक्टर. ओके. टॉकिंग अबाउट द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट थिंग, इट इज नॉट ओनली इन द केस ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर बट इन अदर सेक्टर ऑल्सो इट एग्जिस्ट. लेट्स टेक अनदर एग्जाम्पल. जब हम दूसरे सेक्टर की बात करते हैं जैसे कि हमारा आ जाएगा सेकेंडरी सेक्टर, तो यहाँ बात करेंगे हम कैजुअल वर्कर्स. कैजुअल वर्कर्स कौन होते हैं? जो डे टू डे बेसिस पे काम करते हैं. जैसे कि पेंटर, कुछ दिनों का उन्हें मिलेगा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी, इतने दिन में पेंट करके खत्म करना है. प्लम्बर. ओके. जब काम होगा तभी तो बुलाए जाएंगे. ये तो है नहीं कि पूरे सालों साल इनको काम मिल रहा है. तो these type of casual worker who look for day to day basis work like painter, plumber, they also work as street vendors. जब खाली टाइम है तो वो एक सब्जी बेचेंगे या दिहाड़ी का काम करेंगे so that they can earn a little. Okay, ये अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट की ही कैटेगरी है. Why does this type of unemployment or hidden unemployment exist in our economy? It is because they do not have better opportunities. इसके अलावा उनको कोई और बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है, ना समझ में आती है कि उनको कहाँ काम करना चाहिए. Therefore they think being unemployed, बेरोजगार बैठने से अच्छा है कहीं ना कहीं छोटे मोटे काम में हाथ पैर लगा लो. Okay. So guys, these are the questions for you guys so that you can tone your brain and understand what you have gained from the video. Try and attempt all the questions and answer all the answers in the comment section. That's it for today's video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Guys, when I say like, please press on the thumbs up icon under the video. And also those who haven't subscribed till now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. That's it for today. I am signing off from the video. Thank you so much. See you very soon.